Alright folks, it's Hexy. We're back with some more Longstreet attacks. And we are now getting ready to start the ninth turn. So we're over halfway through the game. We've played through 6:20 in the evening up to 6:40. We're starting 6:40 turn. And it's still looking similar to the actual historical conditions of the fight when it actually took place. So let's get over here to the round tops. We don't really have any new development, all right? Law, it's hard to get, just like it was, and when you go there and you look at Little Round Top, you can understand what they were talking about. Those rocky slopes, trying to climb up them. There's no way that any units 2 hexes away are going to get there in attack mode. So you got to be adjacent to it to move that 1 hex. Well, they got there. They actually had 2 units that were up here that were going to attack. And as you can see the result, they didn't even phase that unit. He was like that to start, but they blew those 2 units back. So Law's first attempt at Little Round Top failed. Benning currently has Big Round Top secured, and he's trying to push. So the idea would be to do this, but there's an awful lot of Union troops sitting right there, and there's still more to come. The Confederates have finally activated their last division of Anderson, so they've got everything active right now. They don't have nothing else coming, while the Union still has, what? A full 3 divisions left to come in, or what looks like 3 divisions. So Little Round Top is still secure. Not a whole lot of troops there, but if the Confederates can't hit it, they can just slowly rebuild. So yeah, that's how the Round Top stand. Devil's Den still in Confederate possession. There's no threat from the Union. There's no threat here in the Devil's Den area. These Robertson and Anderson, one of them, Robertson got a chance to rebuild. He didn't successfully roll for his unit over there. And Anderson ended up with a limited, so he didn't get to do nothing. Getting this artillery moving up here so that they can get into shorter ranges at Round Top, Little Round Top. Stony Hill, Confederates now own it. Semmes was McClaw's first activation, and he blew the Union troops. He sent de Trobriand's brigade running, except for that 1 unit. They're all pretty much shattered and running backwards. Okay, so I had a rules boo-boo in here. And I think it was kind of a 50-50. But on the rally, when you do a regroup, you can't rally units unless they're 3 hexes away from an enemy unit. So I know I had a couple cases where I took shakens or disorganized, depending on if I chose a regroup order, off of units that were too close to enemy units. And I did it for both sides, so we're going to call it even. And move on. Got it right on this last turn, though, these last 2 turns. Kershaw blew up in here behind Semmes and drove. The Peach Orchard is now, I don't think the Union is going to certainly jump and take that back right away because the Confederates are still pretty strong in here. They'll get some of these Shagans lifted. But Barksdale did his thing. Wolford chipped in and did his thing. Wolford probably did the most damage, and then the initials cut a hole right here in the middle, and then Kershaw swept in beside him with the South Carolina regiments and just knocked the daylights out of whatever was left there from Crook or Cross and Brooke from the 2nd Corps, and whatever, Burling and Brewster, Graham, whatever 3rd Corps units were still sitting in there. So this looks pretty sound right here because they just can't get troops there. And it's just a cluster of crap in here that needs to recover before we can get back into the fight. Tried to pull some of the cannons back because of the losses the cannons took initially. Sitting some of these ones back here on the high ground, trying to make that, give them a place to shoot across from when the Confederates, they're already crossing over on the high ground here, so these guns will be able to shoot here shortly. A couple of these should be able to shoot on the next turn. Trying to get some on the high ground, keep them there. So here's the cool part about this game, the good fog of war. So, excuse me, it's late. So finally I activated Gibbons division. No. Hayes's division from the 2nd Corps. He has 2 brigades over here. Small brigades. The first one, the plan was to bring them both up here on line, right here. And let's start, because we knew Anderson's coming. Let's stop Anderson. So we activated Smith's little small brigade. He moved forward. Then sure enough, come back around. I think I drew Hayes' chit 2 times in a row. Willard ended up with a limited activation, so he didn't get up here. Fortunately, Webb was able to activate, and he started to move. So you got 2 Webb regiments here. So there's a little bit of a line here. Carr hasn't been touched yet. I've kept him down below the slope here, except for this artillery battery here, who's going to start firing away. Artillery battery here that as soon as the Confederates cross up on this high ground, he'll start shooting. And then there's some guns sitting back here that'll be able to shoot here shortly. All right. And then we get all this jumble moving around here, and things will start to happen for the Union. But like I say, their cohesions are 3s and 2s. There's a 4 back here. Who's that? 111th New York is a 4 sitting back there. But all the rest of them are just 3s and 2s. And the Confederates, now Anderson's is not as powerful, but they're 3s and 4s. So they're more powerful. Wilcox, he drew a limited. He couldn't do anything, but fortunately for the Confederates, the other 3 brigades from Anderson were able to activate and move on the attack. So there you have it. That's how things sit. You can look at the chart over here, all the units that can be rebuilt. A couple did actually get actually one got rebuilt from, I want to say it was Ward or Burbank. And you can deploy them back on the map within 3 units of, within 3 hexes of a friendly unit, even one of their brigade units, but they have to be so many hexes away from an enemy unit. You can see the big mass of reinforcements is fixing to come on this turn. Crawford from Crawford 5th Corps? Yeah, Crawford's 5th Corps, so he'll be coming on here shortly. Whole lot of Union units over there, and actually quite a few Confederate units. Now the general got killed. Let you guess. Some of you already know. Hood. Sure enough, rolled that stinking, was it Fog of War or whatever the other chip is called, and rolled for a Confederate general, and then rolled like a 16 on the chart, and Hood became a casualty. So his replacement has been thrown in there. Now I think I have a dilemma because I'm pretty sure I picked up a Sickles replacement chip and swore I put it in a cup. And now I can't find it. It's disappeared. Maybe his replacement left with him on the wagon smoking a cigar right beside him. I don't know. But Sickles, I can't find it, so I'm going to have to generate. I need to look to make sure there wasn't. I'm pretty sure I had one in my hands. So anyhow, I need to fix that. It's probably hidden under one of these units here, and I haven't been able to find it yet. But that's the way it stands right now. We got 2 generals down, which, both of them were terribly wounded during this fight. And like I say, the game is still close to historical. All right. The wheat field's still contested. Peach Orchard's taken. Stony Hill's taken. So that might be the one differing point. But I want to say eventually the Confederates did overrun that. I'm not sure. Houck's Ridge, Devil's Den, Little Round Top still owned by the Union. Big Round Top owned by the Confederates. I believe it was the 20th Maine had a company that was detached that was sitting out here behind a stone wall somewhere. So we'll say it was those. They're not there now, obviously, but they were pretty much untouched for most of the battle, the actual battle. So, all right, so Longstreet's attacks. That's we're through turn 8, getting ready to start turn 9. Having fun with this one, and I'm tempted to say, Herman, this would be kind of fun to play the full Gettysburg with all these activation chits. Wouldn't that be interesting? I mean, I know there's probably only a handful of grognards around the world that would tackle it compared to the numbers that actually play. But I have a feeling that would be a blast to try that. Try the full Gettysburg with this kind of chit draw. I think it would be awesome. All right, let's get this posted so y'all can see what's going on. Give me your comments. Tell me what you think of the gameplay. Tell me what you think of any gameplay you've had in this system. Blind Sword from Revolution Games, Herman Lutman game. Hey, having fun with it. Having lots of fun. All right, talk to y'all soon.